I'm John Feidelberg. This is the one thing I learned. Okay, this is the tale of a 17-year-old gringo going to a third world country and partying his fucking ass off with armed bodyguards and very wealthy children. It was spring break my senior year of high school. I went to a weird high school where you got the entire month of March off, so we called it spring break. Also, we had international students at this high school, so I had a lot of friends from all over the world, and I would use that month to go visit some of them. One of my best friends at the time, and still, was from El Salvador. So I figured, fuck it, let's hit El Salvador. So I get my best friends, two of my best friends, and we're like, we're going down. We're going to go down. We're going to stay with Sophia. We're going to have a fucking blast. We're going to rip it up. We fly down there, and look, we knew people had money. Okay, we knew that there were people at the school who had money. We get to El Salvador, and we're picked up by bulletproof cars with armed guards with submachine guns. Because guess what? In those countries, they like to kidnap the rich people. So we land, we get off the plane, and everyone's just like, who the fuck are these people? We get into armed cars with armed guards, and they're like, who the fuck are those people? We take those cars right to my friend's house. Elevator, boom, top floor, penthouse, what up? 2 floors. Elevator opens up right to it. We look over La Valle de las Amacas, I believe is what they call San Salvador. It's the Valley of the Volcanoes. Fucking beautiful place. We're bopping around this place, looking at all the fine art, watching Sex in the City in Spanish on TV. Ay, Dios mío, Samantha, you were such a slut. They had a bottle of rum for us on the table, immediately started drinking, and I was just like, dude, this is going to be the greatest trip of our lives. Nothing's going to possibly go wrong. And within a few hours, I was drunk enough that I was jumping through that table. Later that night, we go clubbing. We hit the club. Us, 3 gringos, bunch of El Salvadorian bros, bunch of El Salvadorian chicks, having the time of our lives. We're on a catwalk overlooking the dance floor, and we decide, the gringos decide, let's go dance a bit, fellas. Let's go fucking shake a leg. Let's go show these El Salvadorians what a Northeastern American can do. Our El Salvadorian friends decide that this is not the greatest idea to do alone. So they send their bodyguards down with us. Now we go downstairs. We have the dance floor, a circle cleared out, like Stomp the Yard style, only with fucking guards with submachine guns, so guess what? They can't fucking beat us up. And we just start dancing with reckless abandon. It is part Sweet D, part Elaine, part every drunk frat guy you've ever seen who has no clue how to dance and thinks he's doing great. It is so bad that people are just fucking like throwing drinks at us. They hated us so bad that they didn't give a shit that they were armed guards surrounding us. They were like, fuck it, these guys gotta get what's for. These guys gotta get fucking soaking wet. These guys gotta get hit in the head with bottles, which didn't actually happen, but they were trying their fucking best. Now during this, one of my buddies decides he has to take a piss. So he goes to take a piss, sees a bathroom attendant on his way out, drops the guy a 50 spot. He didn't have change. It was like El Salvador had scored a goal in the World Cup. This club started going nuts. Word spread like fucking wildfire. You hear what the gringos got on them? You hear what the gringos are dishing out? I mean, that dude, whoever's working in the bathroom attendant, I think he fucking quit and went and started a new life. Like that dude up in Bratislava in Eurotrip. Because this caused such a stir, it is recommended by the bodyguards that we get the fuck out of there. They say, you know what? You've had your fun, you've had your dances, you've dodged your glasses, you've given this man a new life. I think it's time you fucking kids call it a day and get the fuck out of here before we have to start shooting people in the club. So we say, okay, security professionals, we'll take your word for it. We'll get the fuck out of here. Time for bed. I'm shit-faced anyway. Who cares? Drive us home, please. And by the way, these bodyguards, these security guards who so strongly suggested it was time for us to leave, didn't check the car for guns because our friend Sophia just grabs a gun and starts waving it aimlessly around, shit-faced in the car. Holding it like it's a cigarette, just waving it on the car. Oh, what are you pussies? Are you fucking pussies back there? It was insanity. Insanity. Wake up the next morning and we go out to the beach house. Now we are not allowed out of anyone without a machine gun sight. So me and my buddy are jet skiing and we're shit-faced. And we can't stay on the jet ski, but we have 2 boats of armed guards following us everywhere we go. And we have to keep stopping because we're so drunk we keep falling off it. I can't imagine that these guys like us at this point. I mean, I can just imagine that they're just sitting on that boat thinking, I really appreciate having to watch these two. I wish someone would come to me with a fucking offer so I could sell them. Just make me an offer. Come to me and say, ay, senor, if you give me those white boys, I give you $10. That's it. That's all they probably wanted for us. $10 tops. But we were easy to sell. We were drunk the whole time. It would have been so easy to kidnap us. And guess what? If I have to call my mom with proof of life, she's going to think it's a prank call. She thinks I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm going to be there, my feet tied up, probably getting slapped with bamboo or some shit, and I'm going to be like holding a newspaper. And I'm like, Mom, they want $50,000 for me, please. And Paulie's going to hang that phone right up thinking John's being a drunk asshole again. I can't believe no one went to these guys with an offer for us. It's actually incredibly insulting. Like, no one wanted us. So that was that day. Had a blast. Got drunk. No one bought me. Kind of disappointing. The next day, we are told that morning that we are going to party that night on a volcano. I told you that San Salvador was referred to as La Valle de las Hamacas. Well, one of my friend's friends, their family bought a volcano. And at the top of this volcano, they built a cabin. And they're the only home on the whole fucking volcano. And that's where we're partying that night. We got about a 12-car caravan. Everyone's fucking with the wheels in their tire. I say, what's going on? They say, we're fucking with the suspension. Because when we start, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Because we are not allowed to slow down in the woods. Because in the woods, are guerrillas. Not fucking gorillas. Not fucking guerrillas. Fucking pro-communist shit. And I'm like, boy, oh boy. I did not expect to be doing this. But if you fellas tell me that what we got to do is drive through the night, through the woods of a volcano, to go have a few beers on top of a volcano, then I'm in. Let's do it. I mean, look at me. You think I'm the kind of pussy who's going to say no thanks, guys? Fuck no. Round them up. Let's go. We're going through the woods. I'm pumping everyone up. I'm telling them, let's go, boys. I'm fucking chest bumping security guards. Let's fucking get these gorillas. Garillas. I'm grabbing fucking dirt off the ground. I'm rubbing it on my face. I'm ready for war, baby. I'm 17 years old. I'm ready to die for a beer. So we're war painted up. We're fucking playing Ride of the Valkyries. War. What is it good for? Killing gorillas. And we are just humming up this mountain. Like, the suspension was almost non-existent. We were just fucking bouncing all over the place. It was like we were in a wave pool, except we were in a 4Runner. It was sick. Dude, let me tell you something right now. If you haven't had a serious threat of death before a party, never partied a day in your life then. If you haven't thought that before I get to this party, there's a significant chance that pro-communist guerrillas rip me out of a car, fucking tie me up in a cave, make me send fucking proof of life videos to my mom for hopefully a ransom, you haven't partied not once, my friend. We get there, and it is the best party of my life. Fucking sprawling estate like a football field worth of grass that goes out to overlook the volcano. Partying in the middle of this huge fucking lawn, arm in arms with my friends. Meanwhile, in the background of everywhere you look is fucking armed guards because the guerrillas are coming through the woods if they want to. I might die parties are the greatest parties of all time. It's probably why people like drugs so much, because that makes any party an I might die party. But this one in particular, unbelievable, unbelievable night. And then the night ends. And our buddy goes, hey, it's time to head back down. Now, this is a kid who, earlier in the party, the owner of the house had told us that they recently had to fire a bodyguard because he got too drunk on the job. And in response to that, the bodyguard fired his fucking gun into the pool, proving his inebriation, I imagine. Now, at that point, when that story was being told, this kid, one of my friends, a local, pulled me aside and was like, this is why I don't fucking have bodyguards. Because they can be bought. They can be fucking tricked. They can be turned. They can fuck with you. So I just stay strapped. He's like, right now we're going to head back down. It's time to go home. You guys roll with me. So we're like, fuck it. Let's go, baby. Mount up. Get in the back of his car. We just hum it right away. Boom. Because again, guerrillas are in the woods. We hum it. We're going downhill this time. He slams on the brakes. He goes, everybody down. Everybody get down. Me and my buddies freak out. He gets his gun, the one he told me about earlier, gets his gun, fucking pops out of the car, fires it into the woods. Now, I can see my friend in shotgun. She's crying. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. We're done. Like, Tomas is already toast. Definitely, he went out first. It's just us. We got no guns left. We are dead. I noticed very shortly after that her her tears, her weeping in the front seat is actually her stifling laughter. And Tomas comes back in the car and he's like, "You should have seen your gringo faces! You stupid, stupid gringos!" I still hadn't processed what was happening yet. I was like, what are you talking about? Did they just turn you? Did they just pay you $50,000 to come back in here and fucking kill us? How are you alive right now? Made the whole thing up. I don't know if you've ever heard the story about the frat boy in Texas, I believe it was, where they tied him to the train tracks, but not on the track of a train was coming. He ended up dying of a heart attack. That's what I felt like Tomas was trying to do. Like, I'm not actually going to kill him, but I'm going to scare him so fucking much they die. And that was the last night on the trip. That was it. That was fucking it. That was one of the greatest trips of my life. The next day we went to the airport, and every single person on the plane, except us, had a box of chicken with them. I forget the name of it. It looked so fucking much like Los Pollos Hermanos, which wasn't a show at the time, but like every time I saw Los Pollos Hermanos when I was watching Breaking Bad, I was like, that's the chicken from El Salvador. It's not. I was just being kind of racist, I think. But everyone, I guess everyone knew, like, their family back home wants to bring the chicken. I wish I remembered what it was. If there's an El Salvadorian watching this, please tell me what kind of chicken it is and maybe send me some. But that was my lasting memory of the trip. What kind of fucking chicken was that? I guess the one thing I learned in this whole thing was that if you're not almost dying on the way to a party, what's the point of even going to the party?